Hello everybody and welcome back to Dana's Coloring Obsession. We are starting our third page in Seasons by Hannah Carlson. This is our full book color along. And it is the Bright Summer Nights page. Now I'm going to go out of my comfort zone with this one, you guys. And we are going to be using a Sarah Renee Clark color palette. This one. And I'm nervous. Here are the colors that we're going to be using. I'm going to be using Prismacolor pencils, Neocolor 2s for the background, which is what we're going to start with. And then we'll go from there as far as what other mediums we might use. So let me put this aside. And we're going to start with our background, which is going to be our seafoam, actually. So turquoises, and greenish turquoise colors, I guess. All right. And the colors, the Neocolor 2s that we're going to be using, got 4 of them here. Let's see, let's start with the yellow. We are going to use, here, let me set these down. Sahara yellow. Jade green. This one, I cannot pronounce the name, of course. I'm going to leave that up there for a second so you guys can write it down if you don't know which color that is. That's a green. It's a bluish green, but I don't know how to pronounce it. And then our darkest color is going to be the greenish blue. Okay. And I am going to be using a water brush, an Arteza water brush that you can just buy on Amazon if you want. That's where I got mine. And it's pretty thin, that size. And we've already got our page behind here. I'm going to use the tip of the crayon with the water brush. So let me see how much water I've got going on here. I also have just a rag here to wipe off any excess water or color that I need to. And I'm just going to paint on the tip here of the darker color and get it nice and built up there. And I'm just going to start painting. Okay, and that is my first layer of the darkest color we have, which is the greenish blue. And I'm gonna clean off my brush a little bit to get started fresh. Make sure I don't have too much water going, because once I push the button, it gets a little bit much at the beginning. And I don't want that, so I'll regulate my water a little bit. And then I'm gonna grab the green I cannot pronounce. And I'm going to use it just like I did the greenish blue. Just go a little bit further down and then just kind of blend these two together. It's okay. I'm going to touch up this area, guys. Don't worry about that line of... I'm going to use more blue and make this darker anyways up here. Getting a little more water than I want on my brush. Okay. And then I'm going to take our jade. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. There we go. Whoa. Had a little bit of a fountain going there. That was not good. That usually doesn't happen with this brush. Of course, it's because it's on camera. Good Lord. Wow. I got lots too much. Let that dry and then go back in. You see right there, I used way too much water. It's probably going to seep through a little bit there. Shoot. All right, it's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Sahara yellow. First, I'm going to clean my brush. And I am going to go back over the dark areas and maybe touch up other colors where I see it needs it as well. Okay, load up my brush here. And I'm going to go around. Ooh. Now this is a very light yellow. I'm just going to go around this bottle and bring it out. And mix it slightly with the very edge of the green here. Gosh dang it. Boy, I'm all tried and true Arteza water brush and it's pooped on me twice there. Okay, so our first coat, there we go. I haven't decided on if I'm gonna put a little bit on the outside of the circle here or if it's just gonna all stay on the inside. I don't know yet. We'll probably come back to the outside, but I'm gonna grab the darkest color again and I'm gonna just darken up just the outside edges here real quick. All right, so now it's been a couple days. You can probably tell by my nails being different. And I did go over the yellow one more time in the Neo Color 2s, just briefly, just to deepen it up a little bit around there. There was some white showing through, and that was the Sahara Yellow Neo Color 2. And I just scribbled it on and then used my Caran d'Ache water brush to activate it. Wow, it's going to be one of those days, so I apologize for not having my words. I don't know if you can see very well with the lighting, but I put a little bit of the jade green around the edge of the areas of outside the circle that are by the bugs, and down here by the flowers a little bit and around the bug. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just very lightly, and activated it. I can't see it on my screen. I don't know if you can on yours, but anyways, let's continue on. I am going to use Prismas. We're going to start with some pencils right now. And I have 4 for the leaf combination that I'm going to go with. First being the Peacock Green 907, PC 907, the Grass Green PC 909, True Green PC 910, and the Light Green PC 920. And I'm just going to go in here. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong color. With my darkest shade. And just start on some leaves here. Let's zoom in just a tad bit. All right, here we are. And I'm just going to go into the middle of my leaf here. Not pushing very hard. Like so. Next color, grass green. Oh, God, you can't see. Sorry. These pencils are really short, so it's going to be hard for me to not cover it up with my knuckles. There we go. Next color, True Green. Like that, and then the light green at the end here. And I push light just to see where I want the colors, but then I'm gonna smoosh it all together afterwards here with my Prismas. Like so. Next is grass green. Smoosh, smoosh. True green. Sorry if you're getting any pencil wax bloom here, because Prismas are pretty waxy. Do a little more here. And then the light green. Okay, and that is one leaf done. Okay, and so all the big leaves will be just like that. Some of the same with these and those, and then all the stems though for the buds. Oh, I need to figure out what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and go around with the darker colors, the peacock green and the grass green, and do the stem type things around the page into the leaves. Does that make sense? With the two dark colors, and I'm just going to do it this way. Leaving a little bit for the lighter green. On the underside of each little bauble here. I don't know what this is called. Like that. And then I'm going to take the grass green. Oops. Can you see? Sorry, my hand's in the way. It's a little lighter. And filling out the rest of that. Like so. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do for all the little dilly bobs. And the stems here all the way around. And then I am going to go in with just the 2 colors for the stems here, but then these bigger leaves will have all 4 colors in them, as well as all the rest of these leaves. The buds, the stems for the buds and stuff will be the 2 colors again. I'll show you what I'm going to do there. Can you see? Can you see? Like that. Um, okay. Okay, and then take the grass green. Okay. And because these stems are over the other leaves here, I might go in lighter on this little bunch of leaves here on this flower, just so that this doesn't blend in too much, if that makes sense. Okay. So those are the kinds of things that are going to be happening there. Let's do this leaf behind this stem so you can see what I mean. I am gonna use my peacock here. Okay, and a little bit of the grass green. But we're gonna focus a lot on the lighter for that leaf. Almost said flower. This is the true green. Just so that stem does not get lost. Too much. Okay. And the light green. And I'm going to blend out a little bit more with this grass green here so that there's not much. I don't want it to look like a stripe on the a stripe on the leaf here. But since that true green is already there, it's going to be a little bit of a different color than the stem still. So it won't fade that stem out too bad. And we still will have our gradient for our leaf there. Okay. I'm still going to blend a little bit more. I did kind of do a line here, and I'm so bad about that. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. This one has quite a bit of a line too, doesn't it? Hold on here. Fix that a little bit so it's not like a stripe down the leaf. There we go. Not as bad. Okay. Let's take some more true green. Blend that out a little bit. Get some eyelash hair, I think that was. I don't know why I keep giggling. Okay. So, I am going to do that. What I just showed you here, here, and here, all the way around. Actually, let's do one of these leaves and one of these leaves together. So you can see how I am going to use the same colors, but so you can see that I am going to do these leaves a little bit different, I think, as far as the shading, way I shade them and stuff. So let me move the camera a little bit. Okay, so I have my peacock green, and I'm actually going to go on the outside here, very thin, like that. And buff out that line because Dana likes to create lines, and then do some down the center on each side of that center line. Cover it up here. And then on each segment, I'm going to go in with a little of each color towards the center, if that makes sense. And darken up the edges a little bit. Once you smush things, they tend to lose some of that contrast a little. Deepen it up. There we go. So that's how I'm going to do those leaves, the ones with the little segments like that. And then for these, I'm actually going to do the same thing, but will that look funny? Well, I'm going to try it. So darkest to lightest, like you're doing gold. I'm going to try this and see how it looks. It might look kind of funky, but we'll see. So you might want to wait and watch what I do to see if it turns out all right or not. I'm experimenting. I am going to go in with a little more dark here. A little farther down. Okay. Okay. Sorry if you can hear little whimpers and stuff. My dog is dreaming in his little floofy bed here beside me. If you can hear him, my Jackson, my little miniature wiener dog, who is 16. Okay. Now that's a little different. I like it though. Since we're using the same colors, I want to shade a little different on the leaves to differentiate them a little bit. And I actually like that. So that's what I'm going to do on these odd segmented, uneven segmented leaves. And then the regular segmented ones, we'll do that. And all of the other ones like these and these is how we're going to do that, to where there's just two sides, and we'll split them up like this. And then the two dark colors, again, will be on the stems of everything around. And I'm going to do that, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've got all of the greenery colored. And I am going to now take our dusty pinkish rose tan colors from our trusty palette 391. In the Prismas, I have 3 colors here. Pink Rose, PC 1018, Deco Pink, PC 1014, and Clay Rose, PC 1017. Now I am going to, which flower should we do first? Okay, we're gonna do these 2 those colors. And I'm gonna start with our Clay Rose. Move my, hold on a second, the lighting is a little off. You could see my shadow there. All right, I am gonna go in with our Clay Rose at the base of the petals here, lightly, because I really don't know what I'm doing right now, to be honest. And I am just gonna put some color down here. Okay, let's see here. And then take my Pink Rose. Okay, and then go in with the Deco Pink. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with the Clay Rose. And I'm going to deepen up some of these shadows a little bit. Okay, there's our first flower done. And I'm gonna basically go in the same way here. But I am gonna also use the SG21 and the SG01 Dusty Pinks out of the Super Shiny Langau 1mm Gel Pen Pluses. And they're the sparkly ones. So I'm just going to use them for the middle thing here, because I have to have some kind of sparkly on the page, right? Perfect. Let that dry a little bit. Okay, I do know I'm going to use the Dusty Rose for the lip of these flowers that are curled up. So I'm going to start there. Okay, and now I'm just going to kind of put some dark clay rose in the center here a little bit. Just kind of going with Hannah's lines that she's created. Okay, and I'm going to take my pink rose and kind of fill in a little bit here, lightly. I'm going to have to go back over that dusty clay rose, sorry. I'm not smooshing, I'm just going over it lightly here. Okay. Now I'm going to take the clay rose again and just go over the dark lines and redefine them a little bit. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to take my Deco Pink and I'm leaving a little bit of white on the very edge of this petals. Not much, but just a little bit. Again, I'm not really smooshing. I'm just light to medium pressure. Just enough to put the color on the tooth of the page. Like so. And fill in any holes there that might be there with white. Okay, and I didn't do the center there, so I need to do that. Oh my gosh, Dana. So gonna do the centers, two little petals here that I missed. All right, and then I'm going to take the center color that I used, which was the SG01, and I'm just gonna outline all the lines and little dots on the flower. Okay. All right, so those two flowers are done. And I think we're gonna have these guys be the same colors. So we're kind of gonna crisscross here with these, and then these and these. Is how I'm gonna do it. Okay. Whoop. Get glitter on me. That's not dry. Sorry if I just blew in the mic. That was silly. Okay. All right. So I am gonna take the I keep saying, I wanted to say Dusty Rose, but that's not what it is. It's Clay Rose. And on the bottom of each petal here, and actually I think I'm going to go up the sides as well. Almost to the top, but not quite. Sorry for the dog barking. That would be Buddy, my big yellow lab downstairs. I'm hoping you can see that. Are we focused? So that's what I'm doing with the Clay Rose there. And then I'm going to take the pink rose, kind of go up the center there a little bit, in like a horseshoe basically. Like so, and then we're going to take our deco pink and fill in the rest. And then I am going to go back over. Oh. Rah, that's so frustrating. The bane of a colorist's existence. Not my Prisma, don't break. Sorry. All right, I am going to go back in with the Clay Rose. And then we are going to take our shiny Langau gel pens and just the outside little star things with this with SG21 and the center, and then the little balls around the center will be SG01. Oop, and I hit the mic. Sorry about that. Like so. And let me show you that flower. Right there. Oh, shiny. Beautiful dusty colors. Just like these. And I'm going to do the rest of those little flowers the same exact way. All right, now I'm going to be using an array of oranges. And we're going to be doing the flowers down here. And what I have here is salmon pink, PC 1001, cadmium orange hue, PC 118, and pumpkin orange, PC 1032 in the Prismas. And then I also have the shiny golden, or not golden, whoops, shiny Lengao Gel Pen Plus in the color or number SG32 for the center. Okay, grabbing my pencils. And we're gonna I'm gonna do the buds first because they're easy. Taking my dark first. This is another one that breaks on me, so I'm not gonna sharpen it real thinly. And I'm just gonna get shiny stuff everywhere. It almost looks like a walnut to me. Okay. This is definitely a color palette outside of my comfort zone, so I hope I do okay. All right, and now I'm going to take the cadmium orange hue. And then the salmon pink. Okay. And now I'm going to try to sharpen my pumpkin again because it's really dull. All right. I still have some buds up here. I'm staying pretty true to our color palette, you guys. Pretty proud of myself for that. Okay. Going in with our pumpkin. Can you see? Yes, okay. And then our cadmium orange hue. I think this was the perfect palette for summer going into autumn/fall, since I'm getting this done so late. I apologize, you guys. We're using our salmon pink now. That this has been so, I mean, I told you it was going to come out late if I did one video, but I didn't plan on it being like the very last days of the month. But if you watched my update video, you saw that I've been having some real problems with my neck. I have bulging discs in my neck, and I am fighting with the insurance company about an MRI and been going to physical therapy. And sometimes I just can't really color. So it's been little spurts here and there that I've been working on this, but I am trying to get it out to you guys. I still haven't, I mean, you guys will either see one video or two. I still haven't decided if I should at least get something out to you. I'm worried that I'm not going to have it done by the end of the month. Today is the 28th, and I started this like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, or even longer than that. It might have been the beginning of the month. Anyways, let's go into the flowers. I'm going to brush off the excess here. Okay. It broke again. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm all freaked out now about it. Okay. Oh my gosh. This pencil is going to be the death of me. I might have to get another one out of my spares. I'm going to try. It's broken again, so I'm trying to color with it. like this. Okay. And then we're going to grab cadmium. Got a lot of floof. Okay, that's not quite dark enough. Gosh, I wish I had a darker orange than pumpkin. I'm wondering if I should use a red. I think we're going to have a lot of light petal for these because I'm not a big orange person per se. I mean, I love coloring pumpkins and things, but it's just not necessarily my thing. And I'm being messy around these things because we're gonna color them with the Langau gel pens. I am gonna try to go over with the pumpkin again on the bottom there to darken it up. In just a second. Sorry if you can hear a lawnmower or weed eater or something. One of my neighbors is doing yard work. Okay, let me grab the pumpkin again. It's just brittle. Dang it. I mean, it is, I did buy these in 2023, and this pumpkin orange is from that first purchase still. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Oh, I made it into the garbage can. Look at me. Oh, okay, that's not going to work. All right, let me get, I'm going to try a little bit, one more time with this. Okay, just be gentle. be super gentle, Dana. Super gentle. I hope you guys are well. I know I probably said it at the very beginning of the video, but like I said, it's been several days filming this, sometimes an hour or a half hour at a time, because I'm such a slow colorist that it's taking some time, and I'm not comfortable with this palette. So I'm scared of my choices here. Hopefully you guys think it's okay. I don't want to screw up, you know. I care too much. I want you guys to be happy with what I put out there. I'll bring this out a little more, really lightly, and then I'm going to smoosh it with the salmon pink. And like I said, I'm not being careful around the little wispies in the center because we're going to go over them with sparklies. Okay, now I'm going to grab the salmon and smoosh that together. No lines. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Let me use our SG32 orange Langau pen. Excuse me as I sniffle right into the mic. Oh, that's a little brighter than I thought it was going to be. It's okay. It's okay. It's drying a little bit lighter. That's good. As I'm coloring this, I still have no idea what color the bugs are going to be as far as this color palette goes and things. I know that I'm probably going to ignore some of the pattern on them. And that they'll probably have some sparkle to them because I love it. I can't help it. Okay. So that one is how the other orange flower is going to look, just like that. And we're coming along. Okay, so now that is done, and now we're going to go across the way here to these. Let me move the camera. Okay, and I'm still going to be using the same oranges that we used for these flowers. Let me do this biggest one with you guys. Starting with my pumpkin, sorry. My mind is somewhere else. I just got back from, this is another day again. I just got back from a physical therapy appointment and they finally approved my MRI, which is amazing. But she also said that due to where my numbness is, which is now in both of my arms, it's more likely than not that I will be needing surgery on my spine, which I'm a little freaked out about, I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, anyway, not sure what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of coloring at this point because my mind is a little bit distracted. Um, okay, so that's my pumpkin, and then I'm gonna go in with the cadmium orange hue. Just under where the pumpkin was, everywhere. Blending a little bit as I go. Okay, I'm going to use pumpkin again. I'm going to darken up these edges a little bit if I can. And then I'm going to go in with the pink, or sorry, salmon pink. And we're going to smoosh. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. I might put a little bit of the dark orange up here. Sorry. And then some of the orange hue on there too. And then go back in with the salmon pink. There, that looks a little better. Okay, let me dust her off here. Oop. Okay, so that is how all of these guys are gonna look. Okay, you guys, I'm just kind of sitting here stunned thinking about my neck and the MRI and everything. So I am gonna make this 2 parts. I was gonna try to do 1 part all the time, but just for what's going on with me right now, I want to get you guys out at least the majority of the page today, like I said I was going to, which is the 29th. So you'll have all this colored, and then I will still try to get this done this weekend, but I'm not going to get it done today. I'm just sitting here staring at the page. You don't see that because I've cut it out, but I'm just, anyway. So I hope you liked this video. Be looking hopefully the next couple of days. I'll still get it out before September, but if not, it might be the first couple of days of September. I still have my plans and my finished pages to do as well. So those might go up before the finish of this, just because I like to get those out the last day or the first day of the month, and I don't want to do more than 1 video a day because it screws with the algorithm of YouTube and things get all messy. So I kind of want to space it out a little bit. And I will still be working on the Stratton Peterson Speed Color as well, but I'm not going to put the pressure on myself today because I'm just thinking of other things. So I hope you love where it's going. I'm pretty happy with it. It's definitely a palette out of my comfort zone. And I still am not quite sure what we're going to do with the bottle and the bugs, but I will make that decision and we will move forward in the next video, and it won't be a too terribly long video for the second half. And we'll get this finished up, and I will, however, real quick, I'm going to zoom out and show you what our next color along for September will be in this book. Okay, I am going to show you. That way, if you're not going to follow along with the colors I choose, but you're still going to be coloring the same page that I am, you can get started on it if you want to, if you're already done with this one. So we're going to be in the fall section. Let me get there. Okay, so here is autumn. This one we will be doing sometime in autumn, I think, but not necessarily first. So since we just did the wreath of the other one, we are gonna do this one for September. Should be fun. Should do something fun in the background. But yeah, that'll be our first fall page. So if you want to get started on it, if you're not going to follow my specific way I color it, then there it is. But like I said, I will be getting this out as soon as possible to you guys. The finished part. Just bear with me. I'm going through some medical stuff. So we're almost done with it. Hopefully, like I said, this weekend I'll get it done. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video and give it a thumbs up, that's the same thing. I would really appreciate it. My brain is not here. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you in the next video.